All right, 112. We're moving on to the 112-pound preview. This is one of the weights I'm really excited to see. We got a lot of kids. It's a big weight. You've got so JJ got 16 guys seated. The number 16 seed in the pre-seeds was a state runner-up in Florida. So I mean that tells you the depth of this weight class. And you got a lot of weights. You got Illinois, Georgia, Ohio, Florida, Michigan, Wisconsin, Iowa, Tennessee, and South Dakota, New York. And you got a lot of kids from all over the place. So good weight class. And yeah, give me a rundown here of the top guys.
Yeah, like you said, it's in the top 16 seeds. Obviously, at the top you have two returning champs, GFC champs, in Mendoza and Mills. And really, the top eight are all past GFC placers. So it's really deep from that standpoint. And in the top 16, I think they're either GFC placers or state finalists, all of them. Outside of Corbin and Youngblood at 11 and 12, who are really tough. I think actually Youngblood might still be in 8th grade, but I know Corbin's in high school, that have just, killed the youth scene too. So always tough to figure out where those guys slide in. I know we did it with Manville the one year, and I think he won it as like a 13 seed or something.
Yeah.
But kind of similar situation where they've had kind of that kind of success. But just, yeah, looking at it from the round of 16 on is just going to be some really good wrestling all the way up and down the weight. So yeah, it's deep.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at like, I mean, obviously the seeds, we talk about this a lot, the seeds are going to change, so people miss weight, people bump up, people don't show up, people, whatever. So things shuffle around a lot. So it's all super hypothetical. But if the seeds were to stay where they are, you'd have like Joseph or Orchek. Totally guessing on that pronunciation from Tennessee.
For you, that's pretty good, actually.
That's good. Yeah, state runner-up. So he's a state runner-up from Tennessee, and he
as an 8th grader.
As an 8th grader, he's a 13. So theoretically, he'd be wrestling Roman Lermer, who's a state champ from Florida, who was 4th at GFC last year. I mean, that's in the round of 16.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much, all the way up and down the round of 16. The interesting one here, and this is for Michigan people, is Orion Wilson, just that he's still at 112 and he's a senior. So it's 4th year. I think he's played multiple times at GFC.
Yeah.
And he kind of came back late. So interesting to see where he's going to be at after what I assume is a full summer of training again.
Yeah. You got a lot of Florida kids here. Hopefully Hurricane Ian doesn't mess up these guys' travel plans. Because you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Florida guys in the top 16. And then, yeah, a lot of others. I mean, just looking at like the guys that are not in the top 16 right now, you got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Like you got like 8 guys that are returning high school state placers that are unseeded, drawn in. You got a guy that placed in Fargo. That's Cole Gensch from Illinois. He's unseeded. Mason Moody's a Georgia State champ, unseeded. I mean, obviously this stuff might change, but
yeah. Here's a question for you though. If let's we're assuming that Mendoza, not assuming, but if Mendoza wins it, so he'd be a 3-timer. Plus he won the middle school, plus he won the elementary.
Mm-hmm.
Where does he rank as in GFC lore as far as?
Well, the only other person I think
to do Swiderski, right?
What's that?
How many times is Bazakis?
The most high school titles is Bazakis, 4.
4.
Yeah, and then Swiderski, Mark Hall,
and Zach Hall.
1,
3.
And I think somebody else. Is that it? Just those 3? 1, 3. Yeah, there's those 3. 1, 3. So he would be, I mean, yeah, he'd be in pretty elite company with 3.
Yeah.
But he's already, I think him, Swiderski, and Kevon are the only 3 to win elementary, middle school, and high school elite.
I think you're right. You're right.
There's a bit of an asterisk there because not for those guys, but there could be for other people because we had the last 2 years when we were in Myrtle Beach, we had like, the 9U, 8U, 10U. It was totally different. Where now we're back to the old middle school and elementary divisions that are a lot tougher. Yeah, they're very tough. Yeah. So, but yeah, no, we're getting way off track. But yeah, Mendoza. I mean, yeah, and shoot, he's a sophomore, so
yeah,
he could definitely keep going. But he's got a tough weight here. I mean, Antonio Mills won this tournament last year. Dude's super tough. Colin Limbert from Ohio, also very tough. Limbert and Mendoza. Was it Limbert and Mendoza in the finals last year? Or was it Limbert and Mills?
I think it's a good question. I
I
should
think it
know
was
that.
Limbert Mills. I think
I think it was
Caleb
at 98. Yeah, it was 98.
Meehan wrestled Mendoza last year.
You're right.
So yeah, so they're okay. So the semis would possibly be a rematch of last year's 98-pound final. So we have the returning 98 champ Mills, the returning 105 champ Mendoza, and then a gazillion other people that are all going to be in the mix here to try to make something happen.
Yeah, super
Tough
super
weight.
tough weight.
How many guys do you have in this weight of your own?
I think just one. I gotta look.
So all right, so I gotta make a pick. I mean, I'm gonna take the easy pick here. I'm gonna go with Mendoza. He's ranked number 2 in the country. He's number 13 in the class of 2025 pound for pound. He's a hammer from Mount Carmel, Illinois, and he's going for his 3rd title. I do think. I mean, I'm excited to see I'm excited to see the semis Mills Limbert rematch, because that was a really good match. If I remember last year in the finals. If that happens, and then Mills, Limbert, or whoever is in the finals, I think Mendoza will get a couple good matches. I mean, you got some upperclassmen in here. You got returning state champs like crazy. I mean, you got like about a dozen returning state champs in the weight class. So yeah, I think Mendoza's my pick. It's an easy pick for me. That's a softball pitch. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick Mendoza. If he didn't win, it'd be one of the biggest upsets of the tournament, I think.
Yeah, you're probably right on that.
It's OW worthy if anyone beats him.
There you go. Throw it out there.
I'm not saying they're going to get it.
I can't. Is there a lower and upper OW or just one? Just one, right? I think it's just.
I should know the answer to that. Yeah, just one.
Just one, and then most falls, right?
And most falls, yeah. Yep. So, anyways, yeah, that's 112.
You know what we should do, by the way? I've been meaning to pitch this. Is a champion.
Now is a great time to pitch it right now. Go.
is the champion of champions like Midlands does, where all the champs vote on?
Do they still get the varsity jacket?
I think
Midlands,
so.
When they get champion of champions, you get the Midlands varsity jacket.
I think they do.
I remember going to Midlands and they would award that, and I'd be like, "Who the hell is ever gonna wear that?" Like, you just gonna go to the bar with your Midlands purple and black varsity jacket on, like it's bananas.
I think it's sweet.
No, it's a great concept though. I like it too. Everybody votes, but I think everyone will just vote for themselves.
That I would just say you can't do that.
So you'll have 15 votes. Each person will vote one time for themselves. Everybody will have one vote.
No, we'll just say you can't do that.
You have to be selfless. Okay, so yeah, that's a wrap on 112. Seth Mendoza. It's basically the chase for Seth Mendoza. Everybody's trying to beat him. He's going for his 3rd title, and he's got a field of hammers coming after him, and we'll see what happens.